Hello everyone, today we are using an Onyx Blade build, level 21, starting class Pyromancer, get the base stats for the Onyx Blade, and pump up the vitality after that. This is actually my first time using an Onyx Blade on a low level build. I've only used it on higher level builds before, higher level Pyromancers, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I would call this build a semi-twink, because it does use the Prisoner's Chain, it does use the Hornet Ring. It also has this weapon, which on lower levels, with its buff of 150 fire damage, really does make a difference. But I'm also using the Untrue Dark Ring. I'm also using the base Havel's Ring because I'm too lazy. I don't want to go all the way to the Twin Princes and all that just to get Havel's Ring +3. I just want to evade at this point. And it gives me enough hyper armor to be able to power through most attacks like that. Straight sword R1 right there. Before this fight, I had been waiting for these guys for a while. They had seen me, and they had seen me go back inside this building here, and they were kind of trying to wait for me, and I think finally they got sick of waiting, so they came in. I needed a little bit of some sort of advantage against 3 players. I needed the drop-down height for the plunge attacks, and also the thrall to help me out a little bit. I feel bad just beating up on hosts like this who are obviously kind of new to the game, but at the same time, he basically just had 2 players beating the game for him. I feel like this guy could have fought back, and who knows? You never know until you try, right? Could have dealt some damage, could have beaten me. Good game. I know that this place has kind of a sinister reputation for being a hideout for ganks. At level 21 with +0 weapons, I mostly encountered just normal players. I did encounter some overlevel phantoms, but most of them were just kind of like these guys, or the guys I just fought. I noticed right away that the White Phantom does not have a chest piece on, which in this game, unlike the others, is not a good thing. You need clothing on all parts of your body, because otherwise you take pretty substantial increase on damage. So he was definitely my target first. One thing I like about these guys is they are spreading out. They're trying to get me on both sides. The chip damage definitely helps with this weapon too. There's a parry attempt to a backstab. I got kind of lucky on that. I get hit a lot here, but I have a lot of vigor, and I'm wearing good armor. I'm wearing Warren's armor. So the physical absorption is pretty good. I try to do the R1, L2, R1 combo there, which the L2 is cool because it doesn't use any stamina when you do it, and it can still catch people, but it doesn't work. Again, even though I get hit, I'm not taking much damage, and I can stay in this guy's face. So anytime that I spawn in here on the Undead Settlement, one of the very first things I do is I break all the explosive barrels. I know that I can use them against phantoms, and I have used them against phantoms before, but I also like to keep these enemies alive as much as possible, so I always break the barrels. Once I got the Executioner's Helm, this was sort of the final version for now of my build. I think that the Executioner's Helm completes the Doom aesthetic that I'm going for. I have been trying to work on fighting unlocked, especially with greatswords. A lot of times opponents think that you're open and that they can flank you because you're locked onto someone until you pivot and hit them. And that is always a nice thing. I just get absolutely blended out here. I also get frostbitten, so I'm almost dead. I always underestimate the Irithyll Straight Sword. It's a really good weapon, and I'd like to start using it again. I see it as kind of a new weapon, which is why I underestimate it in the hands of someone who's pretty skilled. It has a really good range, too. It's very long range. Get the Estus parry here. That's always a fun thing. Even though this host seems like he's running away, he does stay and fight, and he doesn't try to go to summon, which is great. I appreciate that. It's always good to test your skills. And here is R1, R1, and then the roll catch. I've seen that with some of those vertically swinging greatswords, like the Claymore as well. Here's just an absolutely aggravating invasion. We've got a caster, and then we've got greatsword guy with guts completely misspelled. He must be in his please don't look at me phase of his guts cosplay, where he's still trying to get everything together. I just made a guts cosplay, actually. It was pretty fun. You can't wear a helmet, though. Can't do it. I had the Cathedral Knight sword, which I thought represented guts pretty well. I know that this guy's not done with his, but still. Guts doesn't wear a helmet. Don't wear a helmet. So I got Mr. Pew Pew here. He's shooting at me the whole time. And Guts is trying to get some fancy parries on me. A little turn and burn action. Notice, geez, I'm only dealing 50 damage to this guy. He must have some pretty good resistances because he's over leveled, but he doesn't seem that crazy high with the levels. You know, like he's not shooting Crystal Soul Spear at me or anything. So, like the little running attack there. And then Guts, true to character, he stays and he fights me in a climactic, but no, he doesn't. He runs away. He just runs. And I have to chase after him. I'll give you 5 million imaginary dollars if you can guess where he's going. So, time to intercept him before he can make his way back to summon his friends. I don't know, I'm gonna go off the Guts thing again and say it doesn't seem like Guts really seeks out company that much. Seems like he would want to be left alone and wouldn't want friends. He like actively discourages them, right? I don't know. What do I know? So just roll catch, roll catch, roll catch. Goes for the Hail Mary parry. I was a little salty because he made me run after him. This guy sees my Doom Knight cosplay and clearly is just overawed by it and falls to his knees because it's just so awesome. Again, here's a Phantom who is not wearing a chest piece. This is not Dark Souls 1, fellas. It won't go well if you don't wear a chest piece. He's got good spacing though. He knows when to roll and when not to, and when to attack. So, yeah, look at that, getting right in there with that hyper armor. Good for him. That's foolish, though, blocking me. I mean, look at that. That was 131 damage just from a block. And a lot of that is from him not having a chest piece. And then that second hit just killed him right there. So, I think the PSA is always wear a piece of armor for every body part. This guy started to get wise to my roll catches and wasn't allowing me to get them anymore. I swear I thought that was a hit right there. That's why I stopped. I thought it was over. Because he didn't seem to roll in time, but probably latency. So I switched to the Dark Hand to try to catch him somehow. And little bops with the Dark Hand. That's all you need. Okay, I put this clip in at the end just because it was hilarious. So I walk out here and I see these guys. I don't know if they see me or not. But I go and I'm like, let's give it a shot. The only reason I get this here is because he was poise casting. And so I was able to have that time. It was just hilarious. I laughed out loud when that happened. And then this poor, fat rolling host. Ugh, I felt bad. I should have probably just left him alone. Swinging 6 times. But boy, was it satisfying getting that life drain. Anyways, thanks guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.